It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. Here's your host, Abby Dyer.
Good morning. It is Thursday and it is going to be hot. It's hot already on this Thursday morning. We have temperatures starting out in the upper 70s early today, a warm start when it's nearly 80 degrees in the morning. It's not good news for the afternoon. That's where we're at today. I have a high temperature of 100 degrees today. So on the agenda, put a way to cool off if you have to spend any time outdoors. It's going to be a hot one. That is for sure. Now, northern counties waking up with a bit of cloud cover, leftover rain showers from some of the strong storms and heavy rain overnight. I think for the most part, though, on this Thursday, we are dry, just hot and humid and really windy. Don't underestimate the wind today. I think we'll have gusts well over 20 miles an hour. So it might feel kind of nice, actually, if you can catch some shade. There will be a bit of a breeze out there this afternoon. And we need it with a high temperature forecast of 100. Very hot to end the work week, not just today with the heat headlines and the heat advisory, but also tomorrow. I have upper 90s that stick around for Friday. Summer's not over yet. I know. Everybody's starting to talk about fall. I don't know why everyone's starting to do that, but we're starting to talk about school starting, fall. It certainly feels like summer, though, here in the Ozarks, so soak it up. The overall setup here that we've had going, there's this frontal boundary that's been draped across the center of the country. We're on the hot side of that, unfortunately, the hot and muggy side. And it's going to be windy out there today as well. It'll be drawing in some moisture, and we'll take advantage of that moisture over the weekend forecast with a very unsettled weather pattern. But today we're on the warm side of that front, and I have temperatures approaching the triple digits for most in the Ozarks today. The only exception here, up near Lake of the Ozarks, places in our far northeastern counties, if you got the rain and storms overnight, you're holding on to a bit more cloud cover today, and that should keep your temperature down a little bit. Still upper 80s, near 90, even if you have the cloud cover out this morning. As we get closer to the weekend, I have very unsettled weather that's back into the forecast. In fact, conditions are going to be just kind of stormy for several days in a row. I have a cold front then that's going to push through at the end of the weekend. This happens late Sunday into Monday, and Monday of next week, you and I are going to be talking about some much cooler weather in the Ozarks. Look at the long range charts. Now, there have been some variations in this, but overall models really indicating that that big ridge of high pressure is going to flatten out as we head into the weekend and early next week. It allows our highs to drop to the 80s. Lows back to the 60s. We haven't had that in quite a while. It's going to feel much, much nicer. And we cut some of the humidity out of the air next week too. So it's going to feel much, much nicer, but we kind of got to sweat it out all the way through the weekend. In fact, some models indicating that we could stay in the triple digits even through the weekend forecast. High temperatures today, pretty brutal at 100 degrees. Not much of a rain chance through the course of the afternoon, about a 10% chance for some showers and thunderstorms. Winds, though, strong, as I mentioned. They'll turn out of the west this afternoon. Winds will be gusty today, and I'm expecting that we hold on to that strong southwest wind. It's going to push our temperatures up into the 90s over the next several days. And then there's the relief that you can see Monday and Tuesday of next week. That's when temperatures fall back into the mid 80s. I know we're all looking forward to that big temperature drop. All right, here is a look at the Wake Up Weather Brain Twister question. So this is the question from yesterday. And the question was, it was how tall on average was a velociraptor? And I know many of us kind of use Jurassic Park as like at least I do. I think about that movie and I'm thinking, okay, those seemed pretty big, pretty vicious. So a lot of folks over guessing here. The answer, how tall on average was a velociraptor? The answer is A, 1.5 feet. Can you believe that? And it is true. If you Googled it, you would see that the average size of a velociraptor that we know of was 1.6 feet. It was a small to medium-sized dinosaur. Adults could measure between 5 and 7 feet long. So that's more of like the Jurassic Park range. That is the adult. But when you average them all, and many are young, the average 1.6. I feel like that movie kind of misled us all because we all guessed it was bigger. But an adult is 5 to to 6 feet. I mean, honestly, I still wouldn't want to meet one that's 1.5 feet because that could do some damage as well. But what's with 1.5 feet? Like a rooster? Size of a rooster? I don't know. All right, here's the weather quiz question for tomorrow. Which of the following letters does not appear on the periodic table of elements? Do you think it's W, Z, J, or V? Now you're thinking back to that chart like, okay, what letter don't I see? Which one of these does not appear on the periodic table of elements? Take your guess. You can do that over on the Around the Ozarks Facebook page. I'll have the answer for you early tomorrow morning. Find a way to stay cool today. It's going to be a hot one, windy, and if you need weather up to the date all day long, we've got you covered over at aroundtheozarks.com. I will chat with you tomorrow morning. I hope everybody stays cool, and we will talk again tomorrow. Thanks for listening.